Hello, and welcome back to my Hardspace Shipbreaker playthrough, with some access to a new ship. So the ships that were available last one, as far as I know, they get re-rolled when you restart. So we're not gonna see the same ones there. We'll have a bunch of tokens. That's getting close to 75%. Let's repair that. What are you telling me about? Oh, okay. So there's kind of a optional. Optional? It's not really optional. There's a crafting side quest in this side quest. You have to complete it in order to complete the game, right? To actually get to the ending of the game. But you can ignore it. You can just play the game. So let's see. I would like you to not break down so much. Oh, that was the wrong button. I did not mean to repair it. Do I want more range? Sure. I have a whole bunch of skill points here. Yeah, more strength on that, please. And sure, let's not break down so much. Hopefully, I wasn't planning to save up for something because I just spent all my points. Okay, start shift. I wasn't sure if holding T would bring me in here. Oh, did I select this ship already? I apparently did. Sure, we'll jump in with this one. Unless... yeah, there's nothing higher than hazard level 5. What do we have here? We have a class 1 reactor, thruster class 1. Do we have a class 2 reactor anywhere? That is a no. Okay. Yeah, we're going to keep going with this. I assume I must have just selected it just to lock it in. How many tethers do I have? 30. Well, that's never happened before. I have never had a ship not spawn in before. Interesting. Alright. Well, that's a bust. Oh, that's filled. I thought that was empty. Well, I'm a silly person. I swear I've played this game before. I only have 350 hours clocked in. What can I say to defend myself there? I can say it's 8 a.m. I've been up for several hours. I only had about 4 hours sleep. And I haven't played in a while. Oh, you're giving me... Oh yeah, this is where we get the... Whoops. That's not what I want. That's what I want. Now if we look at the window, we've just been given this. This is the thing you can basically patch up, build up, and you need to do that in order to complete the game. And now you're giving me stuff. Okay. I don't think we get extra LT for doing these. We do not. These just give you some nice in-game backstory stuff. We can call it lore if we want to be pretentious. Here's the ship doctor that we use. And now, these things, we do see them floating around in space. They weren't collectible before, they are now. So if you see them floating around, you can grab them. And you can also extract them from equipment that's on the ship. Now, if you extract it from the ship, it'll break the ship. Not the ship. It'll break the thing you've extracted them from. So here, wires found in terminals. Any terminal you take this from, that terminal is now worth 0. But yeah, I'm done here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And a bunch of messages. Let me just open all these up. I don't think any of them are in the way of progress. Can I go now? I can. Did this say percentage salvaged? Okay, I feel better that this didn't say how much we had salvaged. But yeah, look at the comparison. See, grey. No, not grey. Anyway, that was clearly a silly move. This is a new ship. Let's go with this new ship. I have never claimed to be the gamerest of all gamers. I just play games with a moderate level of competency. Alright. Are you gonna pull off this one? I think you are. Mouse rate is feeling terrible. And I have changed nothing to the best of my knowledge. Yeah, it feels really laggy. It may be intentional on the game's part, I don't know. But it feels really unresponsive. That flash was somebody using the gate up there. It's kind of cool if you get a chance to see it. It's very cool to watch. Okay, that should come off quite nicely. And then you're disconnected. Where do you want to go? Yeah, you want to go to the barge. Alright. Oops, not that button, that button. Right, so we can see pressurization is weird. So the cockpit is unpressurized and the cargo is unpressurized. So I can get away with actually popping open. If there's a cargo thing on the cargo hatch on the top of the ship, we can get away with popping it off. I don't think there is though. No, you're still attached to something. Yep, still attached. Where are we attached? So if we look at the structure, we can see, okay, there's points of attachment underneath. So this guy still isn't loose, so we're going to leave that alone. Maybe we'll go after this. Where did the other piece go? Oh, it's on its way in, okay. Like, I'm not a fan of the way, like, my mouse isn't being responsive and then it suddenly flicks hyper responsive. It's really kind of frustrating. Don't know why it's doing that. I don't recall having this issue with the game before. I recall at least feeling like I had a lot of fine motor control, even if I didn't necessarily. So we're gonna pop you, we're gonna pop you, and we're gonna pop you, oh. Now are these pressurized? I keep hitting escape by accident. No, there's no atmosphere inside of those. Whenever you're going to open any sealed space, it behooves you to always check, is the inside of this space pressurized? And 99 times out of 100, it's going to be fine. And then that one time, it's going to be, oh, I'm really glad I checked. That would have been a disaster if I hadn't checked. Let's hit the brakes. We don't want to end up in the furnace. The thing that goes on fire? It is the thing that goes on fire. Alright. Wait, I'm hearing beeping. Okay, I'm low on oxygen. God, I was about to start cutting into that. Move it along, get a bit of speed in. What do I need? I need oxygen. Bloody hell. I'm used to escape being cancelled. Obviously not in this game, but in other games. Okay, where's our shift? We've got 7 minutes left. I think that is enough time to deal with those engines. Just about. I'm going to deal with this first. And then I'm going to pop those engines off. Probably get set on fire. So we'll do one engine at a time, and then I'll decide. Engine by engine basis, how far we're going to go with it. There's another thing that just pops off. got some fuel pipes, and that's fine. This is all going into the processor. One of them kind of got launched forward. Yeah, you're disconnected. So we're just gonna connect you straight in there. Nice and easy. Side. There we go. Are we doing this nonsense again? It's really quite frustrating. So this is one aspect of the game that I get frustrated with. Is the apparent superpower over the furnace. It's just randomly super strong when something is passing by. Like, regardless of what other force of attraction or tension you've got going on, the furnace will overpower them. I would love to see that reviewed and polished. It's not going to happen. The game's done. The team is likely moved on to other things. But, you know, I can want what I want. Me wanting it doesn't mean I expect it to happen. But that's an area that I would like to see polished at some point. You know, we're over time. We've got 3 minutes. Okay, we've got about enough time to do this. That label is very much in my way. My mouse is now being a jerk. Don't stop, don't stop. There we go. Okay, this looks good. So now we're going to connect you. Just so we kind of avoid any issues with it going like halfway. You're probably going to need a second. Across. We're going to move you up first. And then we'll turn around the rear end. Oh, I need that. Oh, son of a... That's not what I wanted. So let's get ahead of this. Or try to at least. Yeah, that's gonna work. That's fine. I can totally make that shot. we are going to connect you to, I don't know, to that. This shift is pretty much done. I don't think there's much else I can do here. Other than just double check. Yeah, that airlock is pressurized. So let's pop that door open. Get the deep. Oh, it's unpowered. Well, that complicates everything. Yeah, 15 LT gets us nowhere. Ghost ships. Ghost ships are cool. Ghost ship, well, cool, I guess. They were introduced as a Halloween bonus a long time ago, where there's nothing supernatural involved, but they have these like AI nodes on them that cause doors to open and close and atmosphere cyclers to turn on and off. They're very annoying, and you basically have to burn them as part of your objectives. And they scream. They scream when you burn them. How many tethers do I have? Oh, I'm out. Oh, this is a good time to buy some then. Thruster fuel. I will live without thruster fuel. I'm sure I have plenty. Alright. The question now is there a second airlock on this ship? Because if not, it's gonna suck to get into. Oh, that didn't move because it's still being held on. I didn't realize. Oh, I see. So it's attached to the body and then it's holding the... whatever you want to call those. Oh, they're mentioned in Star Trek a lot. They're on the Enterprise D. Anyway, it was holding that in place. Yeah, so no, there's one airlock, which means this is going to be a nightmare to get into. We're going to have to cut the airlock, which means it's going to explosively decompress. That at all. And suddenly the game freezes and we're moving. Okay. Alright, now the game freezing is not the cause of this problem. The cause of this problem was me getting bumped by the engine. So I'm pretty sure those fuel pipes will burn all the way up until they hit that fuel canister at the front, at which point there will be a very messy explosion. So you definitely want to get to it as quick as you can. Okay, and again I'm going to work from the rear end here just to get the tail out of the way. I don't feel like the tail is fully out of the way here. That should help. Why is the ship suddenly at that angle? That is so weird. So here's where the physics really goes straight. And like I said, basically there's a limit to how much you can move here. Like there's this whole thing, ship, because it's all connected, it's 17,000 kilos, right? Is the whole ship. Well, sorry, 40,000. Even this part is just 17,000. So I can't move this around. It's not possible. Right? There just isn't enough force. But if I grab an object and I bump it, I can send it flying. So the force requirements restrictions expression, the physics in this game, is definitely janky. Like, there are things you can do that, by its own stated logic, like, I should not be able to nudge the ship. Like, the whole ship. Like, I should not have been able to move that whole ship. The way it has moved. That should be completely beyond my capability. No matter if I'm moving it directly with the whatever this gun is called, this tool is called, or whether I'm using it to push another object. Like the force I'm capable of outputting should be the same. Like it shouldn't magically increase just because I picked up another object. No, we didn't do that. You. There we go. I'm gonna be off. Yeah, there it is. What the hell happened there? Now I'm not doing a single life run. Okay, I'm gonna get some fuel now. I don't even know what hit me. Like, I know the covers for the nacelles. That's the word I was looking for. I know the nacelle moved because I pulled that lever. But it doesn't usually move with any degree of force that one needs to be concerned about. So unless there was some additional tension, maybe from the twist that makes no sense, unless that happened, then I don't know what happened at all. I'm gonna fire this one over there. I think that's the... God damn it. Let's try that again. Maybe this one down here. That's the angle that makes sense. Yeah, the fuel didn't blow. I don't know what got me. But yeah, if without random shit happening. I mean, there are ways you can just lose control and end up in the furnace. Like I have screwed up on that on more than one occasion. So if I were to do a single life run, I fully expect to end up in the furnace or the processor at some point during this run. I feel that's a given. Because that's just the way the cookie crumbles. And that's okay, but that's again why I'm not doing like a single life run. Because I feel the game would end way too fast if I did that. Whereas what just happened here, I'm slightly annoyed by, because it doesn't seem like something reasonable happened. Like it's something I can't attribute to anything obvious. Let's move those guys there. You're not connected to anything. Okay. And I think you're like, oh, going into the processor. Yeah, you are. Can we do that? Not really. So let's do that. And again with this thing here. And you stopped it for some reason. Try again. Oh, I think I pulled off the side panel. I think that's why. Now from here, I want you to go up here. Now we go to freeze again. So weird. Alright, so now with this box, there's only one way in. And I'm not going to be able to give it power from the outside, so we might as well just remove that. We can see the airlock is pressurized. We can't just pull the doors off. There's no way to cut in from the outside. No, I don't see anything cuttable. It's all... yeah, neutronium on the outside. There's no aluminium panels. Some of these ships there's like a single aluminium panel that you can cut into. So we're just gonna have to zap this. And now okay, it's still pressurized behind these walls. That's a nightmare. Do not like. How? Okay, so we need. No, that's not a fuel pump. All right, let's grab some of these posters just to get them out of the way. And this is an object that we need for our collectibles. It's a suit patch pack that I don't need. I think I can pop the roof. I cannot. If I pop this roof, it's going to expose the sides, which means we're going to vent a ton of atmosphere. Which means I want to be ready to bug out. Oh man. So this fuel line is active. See the lights? Oh no. Oh no. I have pressed the wrong button. I was about to do like massive power output push on the fuel canister. There we go. When it was right in front of me, And that would be a very sad experience. Oh boy. Yeah, that would have been bad. That would have been so bad. Okay. So this is going to be rough as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these, and I'm hopefully not going to die. But we'll see. Oh, are you still connected? Oh, this is all a piece? Oh no. And I'm out of O2. Is there an O2 canister here before we do anything else? No, there's no O2 canister here. Okay, I gotta go get O2. I'm not getting O2 for 1 minute of work. I'm gonna call it a day for this shift. Boop, boop, boo. Full speed ahead at 3.7 meters per second. Let's up the speed a bit. Because we're getting very low oxygen. Alright. Yeah, we lost very little money. I kind of wish there was like a quantitative amount of money listed there as well. That's something I would have liked in this game. C'est la vie. So, like, not just destroy, but I'd like to see how much value I lost, like I missed out on, due to, you know, possibly errors, possibly random destruction, you know. Be nice to know. Alright, I got 11 tethers left. Now, while this isn't a single clone one, I do only have 30 clones, so it's conceivable, albeit unlikely, I could lose all 30 clones, because what I'm about to do here is risky and dangerous. Because I'm going to try and pop this roof, which is going to lead to explosive decompression. I'm not entirely sure how the ship is going to bounce around. Where is it? It's such a bad angle as well. So there's no way really for me to angle myself in the door frame. Oh, okay. Fair enough. It didn't go the way I thought it was gonna go. Oh, so now how do I open it up is the question. Oh, I see. There's a door console. It's unpowered, so it's not gonna work. Oh, okay, I'm gonna have to pop that door console. Well, the good news is now I'm probably not gonna die. There we go. Yeah, that'll be the whole ship decompressed. Excellent. So you see the hand symbol on the left hand side there. So here now I can start ripping out components from these things if I wanted to. I don't recommend doing it in this kind of confined space, especially with a reactor sitting right there. Because I believe the computers will spark. I might be wrong about that. And if they spark near the reactor, that's a new clone right there. That's what's going to happen. So I mean, you do what you gotta do, but electrical discharges near the reactor, that's a choice that I do not recommend. Alright, and we can start taking this frame apart. This is the other side of the range, so you can just sit in the one spot and shoot at all your cutting points at a leisurely rate. We're trying to line up 2 distant cutting points in a row, like so. Now, I think there's coolant behind the second one. Lined up quite right. Is that coolant? I'm not sure. Looks like. What I'm looking at. Oh no, it's just an attached. Not a cutting point. No, a whole bunch of structure. Any attached points of contact down here? Nope, nope. And that looks like we've cracked the shell. Oh, that's still attached to something. Okay, yeah, so this is pretty easy to detach. Normally if there's a glass window on here, you can cut out the window, or you can just not bother. Because it's worth so little. Like this whole canopy is only worth $8 grand. And in the grand scheme of things, that's nothing, right? This is something is still attached to this. Yeah. Don't know why it's still attached. It could be some furniture is overlapping, so we're just not going to worry about it. We're just going to start taking out the high value objects from inside. You look like you didn't make it. Because you didn't. And that sounds like my oxygen as well. got 8 tethers left. That's fine. That is loads. You detached on me. I didn't ask you to do that. You should keep going. Do I have any more hanging up there? I don't. Oh, you're coming off now. You're not, but you are. So you're probably going to come off as well. Yeah? Or not. Oh, you are. Well, I got my pieces mixed up, but that's the next piece behind it. Okay, cool. He's still stuck? Oh, I've missed some more points. Yeah, now you're free to move. No, you're still attached. You're still attached. So what though? Oh, it might be to the floor. And you're still attached. Not too sure to what though. Don't know if I need these. They're not worth much in the grand scheme of things. Also, not need, but you know what I mean. I don't know if I have them in my collection, and I would like to have them in my collection. What else we got? All right, you want that whole air filter, right? Right, I should probably grab these. I don't need these, but they're not worth anything. So you can't. You just send them into the furnace, I guess. There's no upside to doing that. You could pull them loose and try to leave them floating in the world. Just so they're available to you later. I mean, good luck with that. I don't see that working. You're just going to lose track of them. Or they're going to get in the way later. But I mean, you know, you do you. I'm just doing what I consider to be functional and efficient. I think if I cut... Okay, there's a tool here. Oh, you're underneath. I thought you were in the way. So if I cut this here, and I think if I cut this here, I can now lift this pipe out completely. Yes, I can. Most excellent. And are you loose? You are not. You're still attached to something. Or you're just too heavy for me to move. I think you're just too heavy for me to move. Let's find out. Yeah, you're too heavy for the tractor to move. This one we can see, like if we look underneath, we got 15,000 kilos. If we look at that, we got 15,000 kilos. So that one is actually still attached. Oopsie. Didn't mean to drag the ship around. Let's do that. And we have 30 seconds left. We can do that in 30 seconds. I think the next step here is because that'll give us an access to the reactor. There we go, and that whole floor is coming off now. Okay, so I think at the next checkpoint, it'll bring us up a level for our gear, and I think at that point it's worth checking to see what we can spend our points on. What is my equipment at in terms of repair levels? 75. Okay, we want to repair that now. And definitely the thrusters. Can I get... I'll tell you what, if we can increase our capacity, we should. The O2 capacity is kind of huge. The recharge. I would very much like the recharge capability as well. Not that it was any use on this ship, but it will be in future ships. The recharge meaning that if you're immersed in an O2 environment, so you're inside a ship that has an atmosphere, your tanks will start refilling while you're inside. I don't know how sensible that is, to be honest. What are you doing? Oh, you're still attached. You think you're not attached, but there's contact points. There we go. Some of you wants to go into the furnace? No, none of you wants to go into the furnace. And now this is a really easy shoot from inside. This way we can angle ourselves, we can just happily just move them a little, just to change the angle, and then we hit F and poof, off they go. not gonna bump into anything on the way. Yeah, we'll even do the ladder. And same with the reactor. The reactor is like right there. Yeah, whatever, man. You're fine. You're not gonna explode my face. Electric cables are worth a fair bit. It's weird that they're worth so much. But you're attached? You're normally attached with things that need to be cut off, but if you're just attached... Let's see if this comes off. Glued on there, but it's fine. Actually, as long as they're glued to the frame, that's fine, because the frame is going into the furnace anyway. So I don't care if they're still attached in that case. Oops. When moving these things, if they're coming from behind you, you probably want to wait till you can see them again before you do the push, or they could clock you in the back of the head and kill you. You know, good times. Okay, so I think this is attached to this piece of structure. Piece of structure that's here, just a corner piece. Oh no, hold on. Okay, and over here. You're still connected to something. Oh my god. Good job, Brian. Switching to this view would have shown me that right away. Like your structure view shows you cut points. Don't be like Brian, use your structure view more often. Okay, so I've cleaned up the inside there. Everything else in here is going to the furnace. Although I think there's a door button, a door panel down here that I haven't gone to yet. There he is. And either this panel up lower might get me the... I could just walk away here and we're done. We really don't need to do anything else. We get no benefit from it whatsoever except for the in-story debt clearance. Which I mean, don't really care. Because that's really just narrative. But for the sake of completeness, let's drag this whole thing into the furnace. And get our like 95% completed sticker. What the hell is this that I'm looking at? It's another light bulb. And you should go into the furnace. fall off. There's a thing. Bit of worthless scrap. Something else. Oh, that's a thing I actually want. So normally I just use I mostly use the structural view for end of one cleanup. And in it goes. Apparently, oh, some lights are getting destroyed. Some valuable lights were getting destroyed. Oh, there was an atmosphere regulator in there. Oh no, they're worth a lot. Mounting plate, fair enough. I missed the door console. Whoops. Anything else? Okay. Now, according to the meter at the top, there's a whole bunch of stuff. Too close, too close. There's a whole bunch of stuff that I missed. Because you can see the black gap between the yellow and red. I don't mind spending a few seconds looking around, but to be frank, don't care. Doesn't affect the game mechanics. We're done here. The game could have had some atelier mechanics where you've got to get your debt down a certain amount by a certain date or it's game over. I think the game would have been worse for that, so I'm glad they didn't do it. It'd be annoying just to put that kind of time pressure on. I think it's much more interesting and kind of more realistic to have a problem because companies want you to be in debt for them, so you work essentially for free forever. They don't really care if you pay them off in a certain time frame. In the modern world, that's mostly gone. I mean, the United States is kind of pre-modern in that regard, so I'm sure in the US there's a lot of stuff where you got to pay for your own training. In civilized countries, that's not the case. Okay, yeah, here we're just doing socializing, narrative stuff. So like if you go work for McDonald's or Tim Hortons or a company like that, they typically charge you for the uniform. Which I think is garbage. It's unreasonable. On the upside, it's a very small fee. Whereas if we go back to longer periods, like all the stuff that's in this, that's kind of dystopian fiction. Like 50/100 years ago, it was not fiction. It was a real dystopia. So like the rental charges on the equipment and the fact that you're paying rent to your employer. I taught English in Japan for a year and a half, and the company I worked for owned my apartment, so yeah, I was paying rent to my employer, which means when that job ended, I was homeless. Now, granted, I had sorted a return ticket, but that's because I couldn't find a new job. So I knew that when I gave my 6 months notice, I had a 6-month countdown to either get a new job or buy a plane ticket. And we're doing this more conversation stuff. Okay. This guy coming in. This guy's basically a union buster. And that's his role in the story. He is middle management, in the sense that he's a step above the supervisor, right? And below everyone else. And he's one of these people who does not understand that he is a worker. And his interests are in line with the interests of the other workers. He thinks, mistakenly, like so many middle management do, that his interests are in line with the owners of the corporation. And that if he does well, he'll be paid well and he'll move up. And that is true until it's not. Which is to say, that is true until the company thinks they can get somebody else to do his job for less. So once you've been promoted a few times and you've been given a few raises, there's now an opportunity for you to be replaced with someone less experienced who hasn't worked there for as long to take your job. So these folk, and you'll see them when you see supervisors and middle management doing anti-union stuff, it's because they don't understand that their title is a fiction, that they are workers who have been promoted simply to give them the illusion of power, the illusion of control, with a little bit of an extra pay, so that they will work against the worker instead. Anyway, here's the dystopian subprime. So here's your habitation rent and the utilities for the HAB. So you're paying rent directly to your employer here. You're also renting the bay in which you work, right? The ship being transported to you, you're being charged for. All of these tools. If you go back and look at any extraction job, be it mining or forestry, if you go back 100 years, you were charged for all the gear, probably rental fees as well, for all of this stuff by your employer. So this, as dystopian as it is, it's got a foundation in reality. And I think that's important to understand when looking at this kind of game, that this is not completely, a complete fiction. The framework, the sci-fi of it all, is fiction. But the basis of it in worker rights and worker struggles is not fiction. Alright, lecture over. I'm going to buy these upgrades because they're very useful. And we're going to wrap up there for today. Okay. And hopefully, I think it's going to keep the changes. If not, I'm going to make sure to check in. Save and quit. So I'm going to make sure to check that at the start of the next session. But yeah, that's it for today. And I will see you in the next one.